my favorite part is just the community, networking, seeing old friends. Competition is just that side plus that you get to do. I am Kimhak Em. I am the roaster owner of Pair Cupworks in Mesa, Arizona. I do mainly roasting and I do odds and job here, like racing and things like that also.
Awesome. For Pair Cupworks, how big is your team? Sounds like you do a lot there.
Yeah, we are about 5 people deep, so not a ton of people. Is me and my co-owner. She does all of our graphic works and things like that. Then we have 3 barista.
How did you get your start in coffee? You mentioned barista, you roast, you work in the front and the back. But what was your first job or your first entry into specialty coffee?
My first entry in specialty coffee was 2015. I worked for another local coffee shop in Arizona. They are called Specialty Coffee. They're located in Chandler and Gilbert, Arizona. I was there pretty close when they first opened their first shop. The roaster there now is their head roaster. Used to be my roommate. Still great friends. Still great friends with the owner. I was just in barista work when I was over there.
Yeah. What drew you to getting into roasting?
Just wanting to know how to do a little bit of everything in the industry. I've done a lot of stuff in the kitchen before. Did a lot of barista work, managing, doing things like that. Wanted to learn more about the other side of the industry, like green buying, roasting, and things like that. So kind of pursue that end. And yeah, just ended up enjoying it and continuing doing it till today.
That's cool. Yes. When you're starting to roast, you're part of that decision-making process of what coffees to bring in. Were you able to meet producers directly?
I do work with a few producers that travels to the US. Or I'll have a meeting with some of them. But otherwise, I do work with a lot of just importer-exporter that are already in the US.
Awesome. And what do you roast on? What's your setup at Pair?
So we're roasting on just a 2 kilo roaster. It's called a BC roaster. Is one of the not glamorous roaster. It's a drum. I'm roasting on propane since it's pretty small right now. But I do have a Diedrich IR12 that I'm setting up right now.
Awesome. So and there's a lot going on this month, and next month you'll be in Oregon representing.
I've just been a lot of traveling in the past 2 months, so.
Could you talk about your path of how will be getting to Portland? Did you take the prelim route or did you go straight to qualifiers?
Yeah, I just went to qualifier. I was lucky enough to been able to just sign up. Pretty much just went straight to qualifier.
What was your experience with the compulsory coffee for qualifiers?
The compulsory coffee I thought was really good. I really enjoyed that Rwanda. I felt a little rush on roasting it and whatnot though. I received it about 10 or 11 days before going to Denver, so I felt like I had 1 shot to roast it. I opted only 1 roast on the compulsory, mainly because I just didn't feel like roasting samples, cupping it would actually change my thought on what I wanted to do for the compulsory round, just because we just didn't have that much time to turn around and give the roasted coffee to the judges. So I pretty much base my compulsory coffee on past Rwandas that I've roasted before, and just going off of that, kind of theorizing what I wanted the coffee to taste like, and a little bit of just hoping that I was right.
Oh, it's interesting. That's a cool story because you actually had experience with coffee from Rwanda before.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Oh.
I like coffee from Rwanda, so we do bring them in. I wouldn't say super often, but at least once or twice a year.
Yeah, yeah. Just the fact that like you've had experience with this coffee from from Rwanda before, but also you basically just did it in one shot and submitted it. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just wanted to be as realistic as I could be. Like if I would have received it and I had to like sell the coffee and a customer or myself wouldn't rest it within like 10 days, I wouldn't be able to do like 3 or 4 roasts of it and just, yeah. So overall, I just wanted to treat it like how I would normally treat this type of situation.
Yeah. I was talking to other competitors, about how qualifiers and prelims is so different compared to finals, right? So roasting on site, everything's a quick turnaround. So yeah, that mentality and that, that your approach, that makes a lot of sense too. Yeah. What about, I guess, in terms of competition? You've competed before in other, is this your first time competing in roasting? Or have you competed before?
My third time competing in roasting.
Third time. Oh, awesome. And for cup tasters, what was the mindset for that? Like, I'm guessing because you roast your cup every day, so it feels pretty natural to just enter the cup tasters. But you did really good, and you're going to be competing in the finals there too. Because you're going to talk about that.
Cup tasters. I think I was way more nervous in cup taster than roaster. Because roaster, I roasted it here. Brought it over, so it was all done. So I didn't really have to really think about the roasting anymore. Kind of just submit what I had and just gave information of what I did. With cup taster, because I didn't know what coffee it was, I didn't know how dark or light things were. I was a little bit more into my own head on how well or not well I would have done. So it was more of a mental game until that last cup submitted on the competition table, and it was just like, okay, I'm done. The nice thing about cup taster, if you did well or bad, right there and then. There's no waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned you competed in roasters before. What have you learned from your first time to your most recent competition, about yourself as a roaster?
That it is a competition and it is not necessary about what you love to do. It is what about or how you're going to roast to benefit the score sheet. And not really be in your own head on what's good, what's bad, because what's good and bad is so subjective. It's just more of just this is the rule set. This is what the judges are probably going to be looking for. So my mentality coming in was, it doesn't have to be what I would have usually profiled coffee. Is what profile that I thought would have done well, and figuring out how I would have manipulated my roast to achieve that.
I like that. Going to Portland, what are you most excited about?
I'm excited about everything. I love seeing everybody. That's probably my favorite thing about SCA Coffee Champ, is to see everybody I haven't seen in years. Everybody in one building, and that's probably my favorite part, is just the community, networking, seeing old friends. Competition is just that side plus that you get to do